Hey guys, this is Andre Leroux. I thought I'd do a little voiceover, some commentary on my match at Super Sister Mountain. And the first stage we have here, this is stage 6 that our Scott was on. I was, I think, the 3rd or 4th shooter. And I was super excited. I was dreaming about this stage the night before, just like trying to get that shotgun target pattern memorized. So I wasn't hunting for targets, which, as I'm looking at this, it looks like I was hunting for the targets a little bit. You know, but it is what it is. And the other thing I'm doing here, you can see angled iron sights. I like those. I did a little zoom in there on the camera just to so you could kind of see the targets a little bit. I had some friends tell me that when they watch the videos, they're not really sure what's going on sometimes. Like they don't know what you're shooting at or how the stage is supposed to work. So that's part of the reason for this commentary too. So here we go. This is stage 7, I guess. This one was called Yak 24. This stage was not kind to me. I had the first stage. The first stage I did really good. That was one of my best stages of the match, the stage 6. Actually, it was my best stage in the match. I got 10th in TAC optics on that stage. I don't know if it was just the nerves came together or what, but it looked a little rough in the beginning, but it worked out. So the problem I had with this stage is, so you had to take these rifle targets from the helicopter, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's if you look, it's like a white flag, and there's 3 targets next to it, and they're electronic targets. So when you hit the target, it flashes red, and the RO is calling hits. Well, on the second target, I saw a flash of red, and I was like, "That's a hit," and the RO didn't see it. And so I ended up, throwing some more rounds at it, and whatever. It is what it is. The RO came up afterwards. He said he felt bad that he didn't see it or whatever. It was all good. It worked out. It would have been nice to have a reshoot just because of my performance, but I would have only been taking it for that. So what you can't really see in this video, and I tried to make it a little bit clearer with the color correction on this, just so you could try and see the targets a little bit. But what you can't really see is there's a square stool right where I'm trying to get an angle at these targets. This is you're in this helicopter, and there's just no way to get comfortable, at least for me, being 6 feet tall and 220 plus whatever pounds. So you can see here I'm trying all these different positions, and I'm just trying to hit these last 3 targets. So there we go, finally hit them. So this one was called Molotov Cocktail, and there's my brain fart. I forgot to charge the gun at the beginning when they say make ready. I was watching the stuff that I cut out earlier, and he said make ready, and I put my magazine in. And then I took a sight picture to see how far I wanted to zoom up on my scope, and I forgot to pull the charging handle. So that cost me 2 seconds. Not that 2 seconds makes a huge difference, but it's annoying. I should have known better. I should have charged it. This is an interesting stage because you've got this mechanism here where you toss the quote unquote grenade into the tank. And it activates the swinging targets. This is a really, you don't see this at a local match. No one's gonna set, setting it up would be too elaborate for a local match. So this is the kind of thing that you don't really see, and it's hard to prepare for because it's so intricate and elaborate. The other thing we don't really see very often is swinging rifle targets. You see them at pistol matches, but not so much in 3-gun. Again, because of the time it takes to set them up, and just, you know, like the crazy mechanical stuff that you see sometimes in these videos is, it's cool, but if they break down, it takes a lot of time to reset the stage. So at a big match like this, they'll have it all dialed in. Like, they'll set it up a week ahead of time and make sure that everything works and nothing's gonna break down or whatever. But you don't see that at local matches just because it's too much work. You know, at a local match, you're gonna set up like the day of maybe, or like maybe the day before, but that's gonna be it. Now, what's going on here? My monitor just gave up. So this stage, it's going okay so far. You saw there were some pistol shots at the beginning. There was those yellow plates. The yellow plates were no shoots. You got penalized 5 seconds if you hit one of those plates. So I came close to coming out of the shooting area there. You can see me look down a little bit, but you can't really see what I'm looking at there. I was looking at the box that we're supposed to stand in on the ground.
Where am I hitting?
And right now, things are going way wrong for me. I don't know if you can see it, but there's that white flag and the yellow flag. The yellow flag was for a different stage, but you can kind of see there's a white flag and another white flag, and they're kind of going different directions. The wind is doing some crazy stuff right now. So like the flag to the left there, you can see the checkered flag, that's going to the right. And the one that's way down there next to the targets I'm shooting at is going to the left. So my bullets are going kind of all over the place. So I think I'm pretty sure I missed all these. I'm just throwing rounds away trying to hit him, and I'm just not seeing where I'm going. So there's a couple things that went wrong here. First, I loaded my mags with ammo that I hadn't zeroed for my rifle. Like I had two kinds of ammo. I had kind of less expensive long-range ammo and the more expensive stuff. And I loaded this up with the less expensive stuff, not thinking it would make that much of a difference because these targets weren't super far. They were, I think the longest was like 300, which I haven't had trouble even with the less expensive ammo hitting at 300.
Moving.
So these are the 300-yard targets, and you'll see I'm not hitting anything. So that was part of the problem. Another part of the problem was I was on this roof, and it just, again, I was having a hard time getting comfortable and you know, seeing what I was doing. I wasn't getting the right eye relief through my scope, so it's kind of some things you don't really see through the camera. This stage was a little difficult, so that you can see those targets are pretty far, and one of the things you learn about shotgun in 3-gun is that it's a very advanced gun because you can do all sorts of things with it. Like close up, your pattern is very wide, so you might hit a lot of things, but it might not be powerful enough to knock over like these little steel targets, right? And here you can see I'm actually hitting those targets, but it's not hard enough to knock them over. So I gotta move up. I dump the shotgun, use my pistol, and these are fairly far away, 20 yards or so. Not something you see normally at like a local match. Alright, so far it's going good. What I didn't do here is reload, because watch. Click. Oh man, now I gotta reload while I'm standing still. Usually you want to do that while you're moving. A couple little pistol malfunctions there. I mean, it's a little cold that morning. This stage was pretty cool. I was really aggressive in my stage plan. My stage plan fell apart. I was planning like, all right, I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna shoot all 3 of those steel poppers down, which is going to release the 3 clays. And I'm going to reload in certain places. I totally forgot where I was supposed to reload. Totally didn't do it right. But what I did do is hit all the targets pretty fast. So I think I was like 15th in tactical on this, which is that was another. That's like my second best stage. So it looked to me it looks rough, but you know, it is what it is. And this was a pretty cool start to this stage. And I was talking with some of the guys after this, and what I should have done is start on the left-hand side and move right, because then I could have been moving while I was shooting. Not that it makes a huge difference, but, you know, every little bit could help. And so after the problems I had with the long-range stage earlier, on stage 9, I decided to go as, you know, not taking any chances. I used the more expensive ammo on this stage. I tried to square myself up to the targets, which unfortunately you can't see because of the railing. These targets are at 500 yards. I have never hit anything at 500 yards. So we had 500-yard targets last year at Superstition Mountain, and I couldn't hit them to save my life. It was super windy. I didn't know where my shots were going. It was really demoralizing. So I was kind of prepared for that to happen this year as well, because, you know, I don't get a lot of practice shooting that far away. So so I think what I did is I shot at there's 2 targets at 500 yards. And I had shot at the left one, and I couldn't hit it. I moved to the right one, and then I hit it, and then I moved back to the left one and got it. That was a stage rifle. That was not my rifle. Everyone had to use the same rifle on this stage. That was a POF 308, which was really fun. Here, doing my reload. That looks good. I wasn't super aggressive on this. I was worried about getting my hits, because these are at the range where I'm not as confident. And right here, I shoot 3 at this, and I hit that no-shoot, which cost me even more. So that wasn't real good. And you can see my shots are going a little bit high. I was borrowing a friend's shotgun for this, because my shotgun wasn't running. And I think, you know, if I had my shotgun and I was a little bit aware of the patterns, I might not have had this issue, but, you know, you never know. Those were buckshot targets, so there's a lot of, you had to get a lot of the buckshot on the steel to knock it over. These are slug targets way down there. And this is another one where things kind of fell apart. My time wasn't terrible. I think it was like right up the middle. Like I finished 62 in the match, and I think I was like 64 out of whatever for tac ops in this stage. So it wasn't terrible, but it just could have been a lot better. And what happened is I grabbed a handful of slugs, which I had as spares, and one of them actually went in the gun. So you can see I rack out this slug, and then I grab more slugs, and I drop those and reload with the right ammo. And of course I forgot to charge it when I pull this slug out. So it was, you know, the shooting was okay. Like I did that fast, but this one didn't turn out terrible. That was fun, a little magnum there. So there's a clay, like a shotgun clay, in the middle of this target. And if you hit just the clay, then those white no-shoot targets don't move. But I hit the metal part, the popper as well. So that made this a little bit more challenging. But I mean, despite that, I'm going 1 for 1 on that Texas Star. That's, you know, something that I don't always do, you know. That plan was okay on that last part. Pretty normal looking time on there. And this one was, you start with 1 shot in the rifle, chambered, and no mag. and you have one chance to hit that metal plate that's up on the hill. It's about 80 yards or so. And then you do a plate rack with your pistol. So it's be accurate with your rifle, transition to your pistol quickly, which is holstered, by the way. I don't know if you can see it in here, but so I got a holstered pistol and a rifle on a sling. And you do it 3 times, once from each of the boxes. So you start close up and you move further away. So this is something you would see in like USPSA at a classifier match, where it's, you know, kind of a stand and shoot type thing. There's no running, there's no like. So here that they forgot to pull the plate rack up. And that's why plate racks are so popular, by the way, if you're not into shooting. Because you just pull it and they all reset. So it's nice.
Are you ready? Stand by.
You don't have to go up there and stand them all up. All right. Kind of like the shadow there. That's it's kind of cool looking.
Make ready your rifle.
All right, again, we got 1 round in there. Take the mag out. So I got 1 round in the chamber, and that's it. So I'm aiming at that traffic cone, and then.
Are you ready? Stand by.
You can kind of see it up on the hill there. There we go. Couple little pistol malfunctions. I don't know if that was ammo or what, but yeah, you gotta get that fixed. And that was our last stage of the match. Fun times. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Muzzle up. Hand your rifle back.